Welcome back to part 2 of this video. Let's see how we could skillfully copy the relevant information from a data file to finish this email reply to the charity. So you could see here there is a subject for the email, so we need to fill something in because they have written to you first, so we could use this means reply. And I would personally suggest not to put the word refusal in the email subject because that would be a little bit disappointing and it really stops people from opening the email. Right, so I would simply write a very neutral subject, so re, and then borrowing of space capsule. Alright, so we are writing to the representative of the charity. Of course, you could write directly to the charity, or you could write back to the person who actually sent you the letter, which is Miss Denise Learn. So we could write, Dear Miss Learn, and because you're refusing to the request, but then you still want to be polite and you don't want to be like too cruel, so you could first use something for example, like praising the charity for helping children, saying that you appreciate them a lot and thank you for asking you for help, because if you honored that, they would think of you, something like that. So for example, we could write something like thank you for your letter, and then we appreciate your charity for helping underprivileged children. Let me just write it more clearly. I know my handwriting it's not the best. For helping underprivileged children, and we are honored that our organization came to your mind, and that you need to deliver some disappointing news. However, we regret to tell you that the borrowing of our space capsule, it's not feasible. So now you've introduced the purpose of your writing, which is to refuse lending the space capsule to them. So you can very quickly explain why that's not possible, or you could write that letter to tell you that the borrowing of our space capsule is not possible, not feasible. That's also alright. So according to our engineers' assessment report, the space capsule is fragile and extremely rare. These are all copies from data file, page 11, and it would be impossible to replace it if damaged. Alright, so I know a lot of you would copy the paragraph about the company which manufactured the space capsule actually stopped doing business, that is actually not necessary, because you don't need to explain too much. Just tell them that it will be difficult or impossible to replace. That's totally enough. Okay, and then another reason would be there is a time clash with open day. It would be impossible to replace if damaged. And then another reason is that our open day coincides with one of your requested days, so it is not possible for us to lend your charity our space capsule. Alright, and then we need to talk about another very important message in this email, which is to invite them to our open day. Alright, we would definitely love to support your charity, and would like to invite your children to our open day on the 25th of April as VIPs. Alright, and then you need to tell them what's the benefits of being VIPs. So children could have exclusive access to the space capsule. Remember to leave out the MAT, because from the previous task, MAT it's still under repairment, and it's also mentioned from the data file that the MAT is closed, so don't mention MAT in this task. The access to the space capsule during our open day. And then another thing would be, on the other hand, or you could also use phrases like in addition. They can have lunch with our special guest, Captain Trillian Choi. And then we need to give some information who Trillian Choi really is. The 6th female Asian astronaut. And an Olympic gold medalist in gymnastics. Alright, so that's the benefits of joining the open day, and then you could simply end your letter here, but then it also would be wise to show some sensitivity, so to tell them that you would really love to help when possible in the future. So that would also be a nice way to end your letter, your email of reply. Please do not spelling is sticky, so please do not hesitate to let us know how we could help your charity in the future. And then the next line, just tell them you look forward to seeing them on the open day. We look forward to seeing you. Really sorry about my handwriting. And your children on our open day. So that's how to end it, and then you need the closing salutations. So because as we write, we actually got an incline to the right when we are writing paragraphs, so that's why for the closing salutations we'll write it on the right hand side. So yours sincerely, because we know the surname of the recipient. We are Nicolin, and then our position in the company, we are like assistant to, let me just check, I sort of forgot who we are, sorry about that. So assistant to director, and then our company Starport, and that's it for this letter.